Hi guys, and welcome to the second video in a series of videos about getting ready for Q4. And I bet you could tell which Q4 niche we're going to be discussing in today's video based on the background behind me. Q4 is super exciting, and if we prepare correctly for Q4, we should be able to make all over again during Q4 what we were able to make selling on Etsy the whole rest of the year. And if you're a new shop with not many sales yet, it can really be a chance to torpedo your shop forward. And when we come out on the other end of Q4 next January, you could be setting yourself up for so much more success for the upcoming year. Etsy works on the concept of momentum, and there is no better time to grab momentum for your store than in Q4. Let's put just how important Q4 is into perspective for us here. Q4 is October, November, and December. Last year, my revenue for January through September, the first 9 months of the year, was $176,427. And my revenue for just Q4 last year was a whopping $245,875. I made just in Q4 during October, November, and December what I made the rest of the year, January through September, and then some. Now that brought my total revenue for the year to $422,300. And of that $422,000, I got to keep just over $100,000 as profit for myself after paying the POD shops, after paying Etsy fees and ads fees, profit for myself. Guys, that is to say that I was able in my second full year on Etsy to earn double the annual salary for the year than I was making as a school teacher, which required me a 4-year degree. The opportunity on Etsy is amazing, incredible, beautiful. The opportunity that just an average person has to have such amazing life-changing results. And now there is one question I hope that you are asking yourself, one really important question. And that question is, so how do I get results like that for myself? How do I prepare for Q4 to give my Etsy shop its best possible chance to have success like that? If that's the question you're asking yourself, you are asking yourself the right question, and you are exactly the person that I was trying to reach in this video. In the first episode of our Q4 series, we chatted about Halloween. You should be listing your Halloween items, and really should have already been listing them for a couple of weeks now. I'm going to be listing my Halloween items right up until September 10th through the 15th. If you haven't started yet, it's not too late. Jump in and start now. But if you're going to be taking your Etsy shop seriously, you want to make sure that you're not listing close to the deadlines. You want to make sure you're getting in there early and getting your listings out there, because it takes time for the Etsy algorithm to pick those listings up. You're competing with shops that are getting their listings up with plenty of time. They're giving their listings a chance to be interacted with by customers, giving those listings a great quality score as we're coming into the season. And then they are going to have the advantage over you if you are not getting your listings out early enough. Okay, so the last episode was about Halloween, and I will link that down in the description below, and I'll also link it at the end of the video, so you'll get quick access to it if you haven't seen it yet. But today, we are going to be chatting about a Q4 niche that rarely gets the attention that it really should, and that is Thanksgiving. To illustrate my point that Thanksgiving really is an underserved niche, and that maybe it's worth a little bit of our attention, let's take a look at some stats from my shop. First, to give you a little context, when I started my shop in 2020, I really started too late to cash in on the Q4 sales. But it's not too late for you this year. If you haven't started, you really can still cash in. This is a great time. The time is right now, and you don't want to waste one more minute. Now in 2021, I was able to start early and get my shop prepared for Q4. For Thanksgiving specifically, I had 46 listings in my shop for 2021, And I only made one sale out of those 46 listings. Only one. There is truly no more powerful way to learn a lesson if you're willing to learn it than by looking at your failures. And this was a big, fat, floppy failure for me. So we're going to take a look at actually some of those very listings, and we're going to chat about them for just a moment before we fast forward to 2022 and what changes I made. As a matter of fact, maybe you can identify some of the mistakes that I was making. I challenge you to do that. I've gone ahead and removed these listings from my shop since they really were not helping me out. Here we have one, Happy Fall Y'all. And what do you guys think is wrong with this design? I'm going to give you a second. There are like two big things that are wrong with this design. So number one, there is zero target here. There is no target audience. It's basically for any woman ever. And so I have not niched down at all. And so out of my 46 listings, more than half of them were Happy Fall Y'all. And I did it in different ways, different, looks that kind of look like this one. This one I went and I tried like a leopard print. Others I tried fall colors. Mistake number two, I did zero market research. I just went on my design app and let me just scroll through fonts and this looks cute. I think I'll use this. And here, I'll just try this one. And that was it. I saw Happy Fall Y'all was a phrase that I found selling well on Etsy. I didn't bother to niche down. I didn't bother to get creative. I didn't bother to do any market research beyond that. And then I just went and picked whatever suited my fancy at the moment on the design app. I also had kind of counted this as my stab at Thanksgiving, not really understanding how many sub niches there are of fall, and where this really isn't a Thanksgiving design. So I put 46 listings out thinking I was taking a stab at Thanksgiving when really most of them were just very general fall designs. Now, while half of my swings at bat were these fall y'all phrases, the other half I did at least niche down. So let's take a look at this one. At least I was targeting teachers here. What do you see wrong with this design? What kind of pops out at you? There's two things that pop out at me. One, that red is getting lost on the black background. Be careful when you're choosing your colors. On the thumbnail, you couldn't read those red words at all. You had to click in order to see. You could just kind of see thankful, and you could see that there were these red words, but you didn't know what they were. So that was not a good move. Your thumbnail should be very, very easy to read. And then number two, same problem the last one did. There is zero market research here because all I did was go into the design app and choose whatever I felt like choosing as far as graphics and fonts were concerned. And this is the last one we're going to look at. It was another one for teachers. What are your thoughts on this one? The colors look a lot better. Do you notice that I keep using all these same fonts? And there was no reason for me to do that. There was no sales happening or views happening on one of these listings that had these fonts and this look to it. They all kind of have a similar look. So I should have been using different fonts and different elements to see if one look would get more reaction than another. You don't want to produce a lot of the same thing until one of those things is getting a lot of action on it. Then you want to double down and create lots of things with those elements, with those fonts, with that vibe or that look. But all 46 of my designs of what I considered my Thanksgiving designs looked kind of the same. Another missed opportunity with those teacher ones, I just stuck with the broad category of teacher, and being a newer player into the space of teachers and of fall or Thanksgiving, I should have been capitalizing on niching down further. So I could have done that by going with grade levels, with other positions at the school, specific positions at the school. I could have done that by cross-niching, teacher with coffee, teacher with skeletons, or teacher with dogs, or teachers with cats. along with the concept of Thanksgiving. So I was missing out on tons of opportunity to rank here. And like with anything, practice, while it might not make you perfect, it will bring you progress. Fast forwarding to 2022, my results were much, much better. You can imagine going into the Thanksgiving season, I had not done well with it the year before, and I had kind of thought, well, I had almost 50 tries at bat, and I didn't sell but one shirt. I wasn't gung-ho on giving it another stab, but I was sure that I could do better, so I went ahead and gave it another shot. I only put 24 listings, new listings up for my swings at bat for Thanksgiving last year. They truly were Thanksgiving and not just generic fall. I fixed a lot of my mistakes. Out of those 24 listings, 7 of them started selling for me. And from those 7 listings, I wound up with 226 Thanksgiving sales. Fun math fact for you. Probably took me somewhere in the neighborhood of about 4 hours to put together those 24 listings, from gathering the SEO, doing the market research on the designs, designing, mocking up, and listing them. I would have made from those 226 sales, I would have made somewhere in the ballpark of $1,600 profit, which brings us to about $400 an hour for my time that I put in. And I'm sure to sell from some of those again this year. If you are ready to make some changes about the way you design and list and make some Thanksgiving sales this Q4, then head down to the comments and just give us in all caps the word gobble. If you see similarities in the way my old designs looked and the way that you're currently designing, then I've got you. I am going to help you. I did very specific things differently in 2022 than I did in 2021. And that's really what we're going to be covering. My SEO was fine both years. I was using a solid SEO strategy. I do have a video all about the SEO strategy that I was using then and am still using. I will link it down below so that you can watch it if you are looking for a good SEO strategy. So if it wasn't my SEO strategy, what was it that helped me get so many more sales in 2022 than I did in 2021 and with so fewer, half the amount of listings? 1, who I targeted with my designs, and 2, the market research piece. In this video, we're going to be covering who to target, and we will do another video. This will be released on Wednesday if you're watching it live. On Friday, we'll have another video coming out about how to do the market research for Thanksgiving. So first up, we are going to be talking about who to target for Thanksgiving. The first year I did really generic, it's happy fall y'all type of designs, and then I niched down a bit more and targeted teachers. I only tried 2 different phrases when I was targeting the teachers, which were 1, thankful teacher, and love my little turkeys. So who are good targets to have for Thanksgiving? What kinds of people are buying Thanksgiving shirts? I am going to give you a 5-second timer, and I want you to just try to brainstorm real quick some ideas of who you could target with your Thanksgiving designs before I just serve them up to you on a silver platter. You get a point for each one you say that I mentioned too. On your marks, get set, go! Time's up! I hope you were able to come up with at least 2 or 3 in that few seconds that I gave you. Don't feel like you have to write anything down while we're chatting. I am going to give you a really awesome list of direction here of what types of designs and what kind of customers you can be targeting with your Thanksgiving designs. Really good ones. You don't have to write it all down because I went ahead and put together a 2-page document as just a little free mini resource for Thanksgiving. I'll have it linked down in the description below. It'll have the whole list that we're gonna go over right now, plus some extra pieces of valuable information that I think you'll find interesting. And I will just take a quick second to let you know, I also created another resource, a more full resource for Q4 and getting ready for Q4. And I will leave that linked down below as well. It's a 33-page document. If you are unsure when the listing deadlines are for Q4 related niches, then you might find this incredibly helpful for you. It's also just chock full of just about everything you could think of for Q4 and a bunch of stuff that never crossed your mind, but you'll wish that it had. And I think you'll just find that it really helps you prepare for these money-making power months that are coming up. Guys, the time between now and Q4 is going to pass very, very quickly. This is really something that was hard for me to get in my head the first year because I was late to listing everything. I'm naturally a procrastinator, so I just kept procrastinating and thinking, oh, well, I'll have time to do that later, and kept listing things that I was already in the mindset to list at the time, and I was not living enough in the future, and I also was not niching down enough. I did send this resource out to about 10 of my friends and family members that also are working on Etsy shops, just so they could edit it for me and, of course, have a copy of it. And they had me second guessing myself because the comment I kept getting back was, are you sure you want to make this available? Which did two things. One, it made me feel good because the resources that I've been working on have been a work of heart. And that let me know that they really saw the value within those pages. It also made my heart skip a beat, like, oh no, I'm new to YouTube and I'm new to creating resources, and am I giving away too much? But I really do believe that there is space for us all on Etsy. And also the other part of that is, the truth is, not everybody is going to take advantage of the knowledge that's being shared through free content on YouTube or through the resources being made available. So the truth of the matter is, if this resource is for that very small percentage of people that are really going to take that knowledge and run with it and go for it and not take no for an answer. That is who this is going to help, and that is who it's for. All right, back to our Thanksgiving niches. The customers that would be really profitable customers to target with your Thanksgiving designs. First up is cousins. Cousins shirts sell really well for Thanksgiving. Families are coming together and they like to have all the cousins dressed up. Easter is another one that sells really well with the cousin shirts. Cousin Crew, I could have sworn the last time I looked Cousin Crew up that it was trademarked. When I did look the other day, I did not see that it was trademarked. Always remember to go to uspto.gov and just double check. So if you said cousins, then you get a point. Next up is siblings. So sibling shirts, you could personalize them with the names, you can have sweet phrases on them, or you can have funny phrases on them. But parents love to dress up their kids in sibling shirts, especially the smaller kids, of course, in sibling shirts for Thanksgiving. I wonder how many points that makes for you so far. Cousins and siblings. And that actually brings us right into the next one, toddler shirts. There are a lot of toddler shirts that sell around Thanksgiving time. Parents like to dress their kids up. I'm sure some of these are overlapping into siblings and cousins, but in general, toddler shirts are selling well. So if you said toddlers, I bet no one said toddlers. If you said toddlers, you get a third point. And you'll see another connection here with the next two. So the very next one is Mommy and Me. And these actually sell so great all year round. You could do these for any holiday, for Mother's Day, for Christmas, for Easter, and then just in general, you can do Mommy and Me that are, maybe religious, or that are maybe football, like an activity that, the mom might be doing and doing with the child. So Mommy and Me is a great way also to pick up extra sales. Each time they're coming in to buy a Mommy and Me, from the Mommy and Me listing, they're going to be buying the mommy shirt and they're going to be buying the kid shirt. And sometimes that means 2 or even 3 kid shirts. Mommy and Me is a great way to go. If you said Mommy and Me, you get another point. And then Daddy and Me. And the thing about Daddy and Me is maybe it's not quite as searched as Mommy and Me, but I also think that a lot of people kind of forget about Daddy and Me. These are especially kind of a double target here, because parents are going to enjoy having their little ones dressing with them or having a funny phrase that matches theirs. But then this also doubles as, a gift for that expecting parent. For a possible total of 6 points. If you said family shirts, so of course Thanksgiving is a time where families are coming together, and this can be a great time for family reunion type shirts to sell, or just funny shirts that different family members can have a funny phrase and they kind of play off of each other. These can sell really well during Thanksgiving. And for another point, friends shirts, because of course, this is also the season where friends are celebrating with Friendsgiving. You'll want to make sure, again, check uspto.gov, make sure you don't write Friendsgiving on any items that it is trademarked for. But another opportunity, it doesn't have to be, if you're targeting friends, it doesn't have to say Friendsgiving. There are lots of different ways that you could target friends. So just keep in mind, you want to stay away from just shirts that say Thanksgiving or Friendsgiving. There's a lot of other clever ways you could do that, funny phrases that you can use that play off of each other and that work for these niched down areas of Thanksgiving. We've got 5 more that we're going to cover, 5 more possible points. You could have gotten 6 points so far. But I just wanted to take a second to say, pick just 2 or 3 of these to design in. Don't try to do 2 or 3 designs for mommy and me, and then 2 to 3 designs for the toddler, and then 2 to 3 designs for the cousins. Pick a couple spots and make a bunch of designs there. Try to get, 20, 30, 40. I don't want to scare you with a big number, but my point is, don't be too scattered and spread yourself too thin. Really get into a few spots and go wild there. That is more likely to bring you success than trying to spread yourself out too thin and creating 1 or 2 designs in so many areas. Plus, you're going to get burnt out, because that means now you've got to have different types of mock-ups available that work well for each of those types, like the toddler ones, and then the mommy and me ones, and then the cousins with the group, maybe, mock-ups. It also means that you'd be doing a lot of SEO research. So in order to make really good use of your time, stick with just a couple. That way you've done the SEO research and you can keep using those SEO blocks, your title and your tags, the words, the phrases that are going to help customers find you over and over again. Okay, we've got 5 more. We'll jump back in. But if you are enjoying this content, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next video where we go into the market research and take one of these places that we're talking about, one of these targets, and get into the market research and how we would design and make sure that we're using market research in our designs. So you want to hit subscribe for that. And if you're enjoying the content, I'd so appreciate if you'd press the like button. That's a totally free way to support my efforts on YouTube, which I would be thanking you from the bottom of my heart for that. Your next point, did you say a mom to be, an expecting mom? So that would just be 1 shirt. Like this one's super cute, eating pie for 2. But this is a great niche to target at Thanksgiving time. And moving right along, did you know that 64% of Americans identify as being a Christian? So doing Thanksgiving shirts from a Christian theme is definitely a great way to go. It's a great niche to be in, very, very big. And then next up is Baby's First Thanksgiving. And this works great because parents are buying this so they could take photographs of their little one on their first Thanksgiving. So you have a great chance of getting some nice reviews with the baby photographed, and that is a great bonus of providing something like this. Now, if I were doing my baby's first Thanksgiving, I would probably, and I were going to work on 2 or 3 of these niches, I would probably pick ones that are related. Like now I might pick toddler ones, and I might do some toddler shirts that go along with my first Thanksgiving, like a sibling shirt that goes along with being the sibling of that little one's first Thanksgiving. Next niche, expecting parents. So these can be great baby announcement shirts, and believe it or not, if you haven't dabbled in this yet at all, this is a fantastic niche for any holiday or just general designs to get into selling, a group listing with the 2 shirts being sold at once. These are a great way to start doing that. So many cute phrases, so many cute ways to do it. So expecting parents. And then of course there's the couples niche. And there's a ton of cute phrases you could do with this. One of the ones that's been trending, this one's been popular. It was really popular last year and it's already popular again this year. She's my sweet potato, I yam. And so you could, of course, do your own version of this, but then think about adding to this. Brainstorm other comfort foods or other ideas that go along with Thanksgiving and see if you could come up with some other sweet or funny phrases that you could do for the couple. And that way you get to be the trendsetter. So definitely do your own version of this, but don't stop there. Do something else, do something different. Take a stab, take a swing at something that's not already popular on Etsy, but that captures the same vibe, the same feel, the same idea, and you could be the next trendsetter in couples shirts. And last but not least, we've got our professions niche. So you could really do just about anything and everything here. Here I've got a principal example. You could do any teacher, any nurse, any mailman, or any type of job that you could think of. You can make a shirt for that. Guys, the truth is this time is going to pass very quickly, and we're in a very important period of time right now leading up to Q4. This is the time. We need to take advantage of this time. It's going to pass fast, and we don't have a minute to waste if we really wanted to see growth in our Etsy shops and we wanted to help our Etsy shops be the best versions of themselves that they could possibly be. This is the time that we need to take advantage of. I kind of think of it like a surfer. You're on the ocean and you're on your surfboard. And if you've ever gone surfing or taking a surf lesson, you'll know that once you get on the board and the wave is coming, that's Q4. It's there. It's behind us. It's huge. We want to catch that wave. And you get on that surfboard and you start paddling. But if you just paddle leisurely, the wave will come and go right by you. It'll give you a little bump and you'll get a little forward movement from it. But you won't get anywhere great and you won't be surfing on top of it. You need to paddle like your life depends on it right now. Swim as fast as you can. And if you do that, you have a much better chance of getting on top of that wave, standing up on your board and surfing in on all of those sales that are coming our way. This video is dropping on a Wednesday, and this Friday we will pick up right where we left off. I did very specific things different in 2022 than I did in 2021. One of those things was to pick 2 or 3 targets from that list rather than happy fall y'all. So don't go out and do a bunch of happy fall y'all shirts. But that was only half the battle. The other half is doing the market research. Don't forget to head down into the description to snag your free download where you will have the list of the different places you could target within the Thanksgiving niche. They are the ones we went over today, plus some Thanksgiving aesthetics for your designs that convert well is also on that document down there. You will be glad you checked all that out. Remember just to pick 2 or 3 of the targets on that list. Don't get scatterbrained and all over the place trying to reach all of them and doing so few in each of those places. If you get traction somewhere, then you can double down in that area and definitely make Christmas designs if it makes sense. So if you do Mommy and Me and it's getting traction, then start doing Mommy and Me Christmas designs also. Let's continue chatting in this video here, but not until after this tip from my little turkey. Tucker, take it away.